Oh my god.
Lou.
Oh! Oh dear.
Lou? Lou?
How's little Lou doing?
No response.
Well, look at that. The child's taking a shine to me. You two were out cold, so I had you brought here. You were right. Whatever you did back there returned us to our own world. I put your cargo and gear in your private box. You slept for a whole day, you know. Slept like the dead. I'm already back in Capital Knot. Fragile's beach has been coming in handy. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Oh.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. A Voidout. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him, because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Calm down, Sam. Take a seat.
You're digging into people's past.
I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why? Because the story you've heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Artificial, grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No car, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB too. But I have no such connections. No mother, no afterlife, no beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Bridges? The battlefield. Now that was an awful beach. But strangely, I didn't hate it, because I knew you were coming for me. I've never felt that before. Connected to someone, anyone. You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
Wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on, even I was welcome. Oh, that. You were holding it. It's an old dog tag, US issue. Wasn't easy prying it out of your hand.
Clifford. Unger.
Clifford Unger, as you can see. I looked him up in our database. Found a match. He was U.S. Army Special Forces. Fought in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
That's him.
Well, that's all I've managed to dig up so far. You must be caked in chiral matter from the battlefield. Time for a shower, I'd say.
With you?
Oh, I won't be joining you this time. The Die Hartman issue is no longer a concern. I've seen to it that our conversations won't be recorded.
You're really enjoying using fragile speech, huh? Well, that's a shame. I thought we were gonna shower every single time you wanted a conversation. Wow. Deadman stuff. Clifford Unger. Deadman didn't seem to have found any information about him yet, besides for what we already knew pretty much, that he's a soldier. I don't think it's defeating him that brings us back, it's touching him that does. And touching him creates all these sorts of strange reactions that we don't understand. We get memories. Oh, hey! The name has been updated with Lou. That's nice. Just one like. Lou. My son was gonna be Lou, and my wife is Lucy. That's who was on the photo from the beginning. 34, not bad. Yeah, I guess it's understandable because Sam's complete averseness to human contact and getting close to people, that's not a reaction that comes out of nothing having happened before. Something triggered that kind of reaction, and that must have been his wife's death. Hello, Lou. How long have you had this name? Sam never talks, so we never even know. They don't seem to like me anymore, though. They like Deadman more.
Oh.
Maybe it's gonna take more time for us to bond again. Okay. Our backpack. Earlier we got an accessory. I do want to try out the other stuff. Oh, for the cap. Yeah, I guess we can change colors. Black? White? Let's wait for it until we get off the mountain to use white. This is the default color, right? I think. No, it's black. I feel like this is the default color though, not the other one. I guess we can try purple. This one's really bright though. And then the sunglasses. I've never even tried wearing it yet, so I'll leave it alone. And these sunglasses. We can try the lighter color. Sure. I was actually hoping to customize our backpack though, if that's okay. Is it not? Look at all these weapons we have now. Wow, there's so much detail. Non-lethal assault rifle. Oh, okay, we can zoom in on these individually. Interesting. Why is this not ready? Anti-BT handgun. The user's blood is transfused via the cufflinks condensed into bullet-like rounds, and then fired using an electromagnetic guidance system. The length of time for which blood is transfused into the rounds dictates their power. Wow. And it's only my blood that would really do anything because of my special dooms and repatriate status. Can I get another accessory, or can I only have one? I guess we'll try this one for now, although I like the other one better. Because I don't love bridges that much. And then the Dreamcatcher, it's always with us. How do we get a different level of battery? Oh, I do want to try these ones, but really, not enough to want to take what I have right now away. Do I want to change the color at least? Black? Originally, it was this color. I don't really like the bright colors after all. I guess we'll go for something... Yeah, let's try black. Black. Here we go. They want me to take the shower. Right now? Let me do a little bit of reading first. And drinking. Want to eat a cryptobiote? Ugh. But Sam seems to be pretty okay with it now. Just like Fragile. Ooh, can you just eat it in one go, please? Don't bite it in the middle like that. It's so gross. By the way, which safe house are we at right now? 057. Mountain City. K7. Okay. Oh, that's right. What about this thingy? Now that we have Lou back, we can look at it, right? Revisit some nightmares of battle. Oh. Oh, but do I have to play the whole level over again? In that case, I don't really want to do that. Interesting. Okay. I slept for an entire day with all that blood on me. That's crazy. Aaron Hill. Deadman stuff. Sorry to bother you, Sam. I know you must be busy. I wonder if you could go and fetch a few things of Deadman's. You remember that cabin you arranged to meet at, right? How do you know about that? Well, the cabin itself got blown away by the supercell, but Deadman's winter coat and boots should be somewhere nearby. Could you go and pick them up and bring them to Mountain City? It's standard issue Bridges kit, but in a custom-made size. You can take the order at the delivery terminal at Mountain City. It'd be great if you could help out with this one. I know. Another day, another errand. But I hope you understand, we're not just asking you to handle other folks' dirty work. No one else can do what you can do. You realize that, don't you? You're all just guilt-tripping me into doing all your dirty work, that's all. I don't trust any of you. Prime Studio 1. Prime 1 Studio half-scale Luden statue. When legendary video game creator Hideo Kojima wanted to commission a statue of Ludens, symbol and mascot of Kojima Productions, he went straight to the master craftsman at Prime 1 Studio, who created this jaw-dropping masterpiece. The character of Ludens is based on the theories of Dutch thinker Johan Huizinga, and the idea of Homo Ludens, or the man who plays. Let's all keep playing so that humanity can evolve. In his own game, he calls himself the legendary video game creator. Another bike. Export-oriented model by Kawasaki in 1972, with the aim of capturing the foreign markets. The first Kawasaki, and indeed the first Japanese bike, to use the DOHC 903 CM3 air-cooled inline 4-cylinder engine, and its ferocious speed made it the undisputed king of the highway. It was also admired for its beautiful design, with the pipes leaving the gas tank and pushing back through the side covers to the tail section. It's a model beloved of porters chasing the fastest speeds possible, having established Kawasaki as the go-to for full throttle riding as it did. Thank you, that's very nice. We got a lot here today. Cave paintings and stencils. Cave paintings provide an invaluable window into the lives of our ancestors, how they lived, what they experienced. Some have been preserved here on our continent, although most have sadly been lost in voidouts. The oldest cave paintings of all are believed to date back 64,800 years ago or more, but But all of these are, or perhaps were, in Europe. What's become of them, I wonder? Have they too been obliterated in annihilation events? If not, are the caves containing them now infested with BTs? Does Europe still exist even? One cannot help but worry that these vital records have been forever lost to us, but I digress. These first paintings were likely made by the Neanderthals. They were crude depictions of creatures such as deer, bison, and horses, interspersed with stenciled outlines of large hands. Some assert these are the signatures of primeval painters, but could they not also be depictions of BT handprints? Could our ancient relatives have been trying to tell us something, or issue a warning? Or is that perhaps one flight of fancy too far? If only they could tell us. If the Death Stranding is an extinction event that's happened before, then it has an end. But we just don't know how to trigger it, and we don't know if everybody currently present can make it out of that alive. Prepper interview the photographer. It wasn't that long ago that we moved into the shelter, the three of us. The father, mother, and the daughter. Before that, we used to live in the city, until my husband up and said we had to leave. He was so insistent, and I didn't have any choice but to go along with it. I couldn't take care of our daughter by myself. He said he was sick of city life, and I can't say I don't understand at all. I mean, timefall may not have been an issue, or BTs, but I can see how a safe and comfortable life might become suffocating. Our daughter might be happy and healthy, but we're the exception. Hardly anyone's even having children these days. You don't need a crystal ball to see where the world's headed. My husband says we're bound for extinction, says nobody's doing anything about it. People would rather stick their heads in the sand and try to wait out the storm. If we don't figure out the Death Stranding and fix this world of ours, that's all she wrote. My husband says that a lot, that maybe he's just a guy with a camera, but at least he's doing something, and so on. He's out again somewhere, investigating something. Recently, he started taking our daughter with him, teaching her to take photos of rocks and murals, and the like. I'm glad they're spending time together, and I know it's good for her education, but I still hate it when they go out and leave me here to wait and pray that they come home safe and sound. So some of these people do go outside, but how? Aren't they scared? Well, if they were scared, they wouldn't be preppers. They would go and live the happy city life. The Mountaineer. Husband. People aren't meant to stay cooped up inside or live in one place forever. It's not natural. Exploration's in our DNA. The great outdoors is where we're supposed to be. You know our ancestors started out in Africa, right? Well, they didn't just stay there, did they? They wanted to try and find a better life, a better home. That's why humanity spread all across the planet. And as we've traveled, we've evolved. Little by little, we've grown tougher and smarter. Even our immune systems have become stronger. But if we stop moving, stop exploring, that all stops too. We stagnate as a species, maybe even regress. That's why we can't hole up in the cities. There's a whole universe beyond those chiral clouds that I'd love to explore someday. But if that's not possible, then I want to at least get as close as I can. Climb the biggest mountains, go as high as I can, and try to see what lies beyond. And I want to do it with the love of my life, the world-class mountaineer who showed me the beauty of this place, my guiding star. Together, there's no peak we can't summit. Oh, his wife is a mountaineer too. Cool. Their kid's gonna end up as a mountaineer for sure. Oops. The Spiritualist. No one has ever been able to explain the Death Stranding, and I doubt that anyone ever will. Certainly not with science. Science is only suitable for observation, measurement, objectivity. You can observe and measure as much as you'd like, but it will bring you no closer to an understanding. Sometimes, you need to expand your mind and open your heart. Seek the souls of the dead. Listen for the waves on the beach. In antiquity, there were no barriers between the realms. People moved freely between the earth, outer space, and the world of the dead. What are myths and legends if not records of these journeys? My research has only confirmed this. The pyramids of Egypt and Mesoamerica, the Nazcan lines, the Stonehenge, all gateways built by humans in order to access the beach. Surely, you can see that the wisdom of the ancients has never been more relevant? On some level I do agree, because there's a lot of things about our world right now that we can't explain with science. So maybe sometimes we have to take those logical leaps. And maybe it's because we don't understand enough science, but for now, we just don't get it. From the report on the Voidout in Manhattan, number 1. Recorder unknown, recording date and time unknown, unknown place. Who the hell? Those were the doctor's final words. At the time, no one knew to whom he was referring. And to be fair, there were more pressing issues at hand. The doctor in question was a surgeon specializing in cesarean sections. The procedure he was undertaking at the time, however, was slightly unusual in that he was operating on a mother who had been declared brain dead 7 months into her pregnancy. She had been placed on life support, but since her blood pressure was decreasing and the fetus was showing signs of bradycardia, the decision was made to operate. Okay, bradycardia, what the hell is that? A slow heartbeat rate, usually less than 60 beats per minute. Less than 1 beat per second. Because the procedure was broadcast to medical researchers on a closed-circuit network, we are fortunate to have a record of what took place. Per the footage, the incision was made without incident. The plan was apparently to remove the fetus from the womb and immediately place it in an NICU, where it would receive the necessary care. Prior to this, the surgeon would of course have to cut the umbilical cord. This is the moment that changed everything. The moment the surgeon's hand touched the cord, in that instant, he uttered his infamous last words. Who the hell? So the surgeon died as soon as he tried to cut the cord. He saw a vision? Is this Cliff's child? With the wife being Lisa and the baby is BB? Following a number of tests and experiments, the conclusion was reached that this incident was an annihilation event brought about by the doctor's contact with whatever or whomever he had seen upon touching the umbilical cord. Though it eventually became apparent that the doctor had been referring to BTs, at the time, no one could explain the underlying cause of the incident. Some later theorized that if the same conditions, brain-dead mother, fetus, umbilical cord, could be recreated, then BTs could be detected, and the mystery of the Death Stranding would be solved. Oh, the doctor might have seen a BT. Indeed, this was the theoretical basis upon which the government's own experiments and investigations would be conducted. They called the fetuses they used bridge babies, and the experiments became known as the BB experiments. Soon after the government's program got underway, the tragedy of Manhattan occurred. Because the mother died? Well, the mother has been dead for a while, right? There was a Voidout here. The BB experiments were conducted at a Manhattan-based government facility. In such extreme secrecy, that little is known about them to this day. One thing that we do know for certain, however, is the experiments ended in tragic failure, and were directly responsible for the total annihilation of the island of Manhattan, as well as the death of the president, who had been observing operations firsthand. He was succeeded by the then Vice President Bridget Strand, who shortly after her inauguration put an end to all further BB experiments and had all data destroyed. With her strong and steadfast leadership in the wake of the Voidout, she made great strides in quelling the chaos and unrest that had spread throughout the nation. She vowed to rebuild America, devoted herself wholeheartedly to this end. In response, separatists who opposed Reconstruction emerged and steadily grew more aggressive in their activities. One faction even managed to acquire documents relating to the BB experiments, and some speculate that this data was used to restart them in secret. At that time, however, no BB units are known to have been successfully created, and BBs in general remain a taboo subject in government circles. Not anymore. We need them. We need them to live. I do think that might be Cliff, but how long ago would this have been? Because I'm still operating on the assumption that Cliff was alive during World War I and II. Which would make him dead today for sure, right? We've never seen him in our own world. Too many questions. Let's at least take that shower. I'm so dirty.
Sam, do you copy? As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield. If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach. To explain a little, our bodies, our ha, all occupy the same world, but our souls, our ka, have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair. Beaches are more easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II. Which is strange, given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict. I can't explain it. But if you can connect me to the chiral network, who knows what we might discover.
We should have done this a long time ago. I don't know why we waited so long, especially when Hartman is so close by.
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
Yeah, you want to be connected, right? We'll do it. Hey, Lou! Welcome back.
Can I help you?
What?
Holy shit. John, is that you? What are you doing here? My wife's checked in. They don't want a repeat of last year.
So he's not the first to have this happen?
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were there.
Then that note about Manhattan might not be about him. We don't know anything anymore because apparently he wasn't involved in World War II in Europe.
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying
Who even knows anything anymore?
All
I
weapons
don't.
will remain locked until departure. All cleared. Welcome.
Out of curiosity. Okay. This area is still orangeless for now. Because I thought that since we were in the private room, all the mules might have come back. Well, that's good to see. Maybe the road will continue on by itself. Alright.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt. Beyond it is Edgenut City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out. It's your final destination.
K8.
Once you use the qubit to connect it, the chiral network will span the entire continent.
That was fast.
The rebirth of America is so close. And remember, that's where Amelie is being held captive. We need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Hartman will help you get it done.
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things. First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them.
Yes, Dad.
Second, Mama's corpse.
Oh my god.
Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the reason why. Closer study may yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the Death Stranding. Suffice it to say, 1 minute remaining. I don't have much time. See to your preparations. I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
I think we're gonna finally learn about Hartman now, if we go to him. No signs of necrosis on Mama because she's not really dead. She's one being with Wagner now. We don't really get it because we don't have that many twins around here to really understand it all, but that seems to be how it works. Standard orders, roboticist, Mountaineer. Network-wise, there's still a few people. There's actually a lot of people we haven't connected yet. These few down here. Huh. And the novelist's son. This one can probably get us a connection, right? I'm not looking for a level 5. All I'm looking for is a connection. Yeah? Well, maybe we can do that later on. The bots aren't back yet because we sent them on really long missions. Winter close. Hartman's lab. Well, let's go to Hartman's lab first. I don't really want to go back to that same place where we were sucked in by a chiral cloud just yet. And maybe we'll figure out who's there later on. If we put this off for now. Do we know for now? Because the novelist's son. This is our first official mission for him. Oh my god, it's a long trip. Okay. Yes. Hold up. Gotta take out all my stuff again. I don't think we need any assault rifles or weapons with us today. Probably gonna be more of a man versus nature sort of trek. Hopefully, anyway.
Like Hartman told you before, he wants you to deliver Mama's body to his lab. Hers is an exceptionally rare case, and he'd like to perform a thorough examination. Hopefully, it'll help us to better understand the Death Stranding. So you know, the sisters Ka have given their consent. They won't be needing this Ha anymore.
Okay, well, it's good to know, but I wonder how that conversation went. Hey Mama, is it okay if we take your body and use it for science? I guess they would be okay with that because they're scientifically minded people too. 55 kilograms? Oh, this is kind of morbid though because just a few hours ago we were carrying a clearly still alive Mama. I think it's okay for us to take the delivery right now. I remember having a zip line that pretty much went right next to where Hartman was. This shouldn't be hard. I don't think we need anything either. No. Ugh. Oh, the little thing for her baby is still there. Mama's mortal remains. Hartman is keen to conduct a thorough examination of her corpse in order to discover why it does not necrotize. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just a floating carrier that I can't take with me. That should be fine. I want to have one on me because it's nice too. Well, I guess I can just put this in my private locker for now. Yeah, I could string it behind me, but then we wouldn't be able to take the zip line. So when we're carrying a person, we can't have anything else on us at all. That's fine.
All right, Sam. Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro. Millingen's special. Be funny if these Ha of ours ended up being the key to saving us all.
Sorry, Lochna, I'm not much of a talker. I don't know how to make you feel better.
Order assigned.
They're gone.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Road rebuilt. Way station north of Mountain Knot City. Where? Somebody built another section of road here. Wonderful. And I didn't even have to do anything. I didn't contribute at all, right? What about these ones? Oh, this one's pretty close too. Look at that. Technically, if I wait long enough, maybe these will all get built by themselves. Unlikely. Transporting corpses. More liable to sway from side to side than regular cargo. steady yourself. Now the one zip line that we need to take is that one that we're looking at right there, I believe. Or no, I think it's that one. All we gotta do is walk over. At first, it was just a casual mention in one of the notes, but they're bringing this up more and more often. Ha and Ka. Ka is the soul, and Ha is the physical vessel. And now that Mama has joined with Wagner, she doesn't need her Ha anymore. Really, the specifics of Wagner and Mama's union is such a mystery, but they seem to think it's completely normal, and this is good because something abnormal happening and us being able to investigate it by bringing Mama's corpse to Hartman. That's how we're gonna be able to learn these new things. Educational podcasts? Sorry, Mountaineer, maybe next time. I'm a little bit busy today. Now we gotta make sure not to offload at a zipline where we're gonna tumble down and hurt the corpse. I know she's dead. Well, the corpse is dead. But technically, we don't want anything bad happening either. It'll be bad for research. Oh, this is kind of a climb. But we should be fine. And we got BB back now. We don't have to worry about BTs anymore. Although I wonder if having BB psychologically, does that make me less careful? Maybe. Because when you don't know what's there or not, when you become more careful and stuff, but now that you do. Yeah, Hartman is just around the corner. If we really want to, we can build another zip line, but it's not really that far anyway. We can just... Oh, get out of here. I'm not gonna walk over that hill over here. I think last time what I did was walk around this corner. Forgot to equip my stuff. Want to try wearing some sunglasses? Oh, I can see the battery here. I haven't tried this for a while either. Earlier I could have tried it, but I think instead of stealth, we just tend to go for outright killing everybody pretty dang often. Oh no. That's a shame. Wait, I look really weird right now. With the auto hood and all. Hello, Hartman. And once we walk inside, all the snow melts. Oh, we didn't look at this earlier, but check this out. Huh. We should probably make our delivery before we look around in people's places. That was a very fast delivery. Thank you to the zip lines we set up before.
Delivery complete.
Hartman lives in such a nice place by himself. Why does he get all this special stuff? Is this special treatment? New delivery route. There we go. That was like a 1-minute delivery, pretty much.
Request to join UCA. Registered. Awaiting Cupid connection.
Oh, so people can join the UCA even without a hologram person being here. So Peter Engler is just messing with me on purpose then. God damn it. It's been a while since we've heard from him. But now that we've gone past 3 deliveries, there's really no telling how long the whole thing's gonna take anymore. It could be 4, it could be 400. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna have time to, but I should probably take off my sunglasses. Are we gonna have a cutscene here? Uh-oh. Thermal pad. Do I really get cold? Maybe being cold lowers my stamina faster?
Please proceed into the facility with a cadaver. Good work.
Now would be a good time to take it off. No, that's the other sunglasses. Yes. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm doing it. This is like some
Proceed into the facility with
Neanderthal stuff. Hartman is what? Hartman is like a philosopher and anthropologist. Historian. Let's go with that. Maybe he and the spiritualist would have some good conversations. Or maybe it's more like they can't get along at all. Oh my god, no. Oh, check this painting out.
Please proceed into the facility with a cadaver.
Okay. Why do you have a voice recording for that? Do you often get cadavers in your place? Ah. Okay, apparently he does. He's living in style. But you sort of get the impression that, just like Mama, he stays here, all by himself. Everybody had a family pre-Death Stranding.
Hartman?
Cardiac arrest.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please, lay her down there.
Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return. 60 deaths and 60 resurrections per day. 60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the scene an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549.
You probably divide that and get the amount of days he's had this condition for.
I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial cordiformia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Hartman's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
Also, you could say goodbye.
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Hartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation.
You should know this already.
A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, Deadman.
It appears to be an umbilical cord.
What?
Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
I apologize if our conversation gets cut short. I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child. One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new questions, I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach, a collective purgatory for an army of the damned. Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe location.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4.
Time
3,
stops in the beach, but not the scene.
1.
Yeah, so I think he does have to stay in his lab because... Oh, I kind of love this. Because he's got to make sure that he's near his equipment all the time. Although that specific box is on him. Oh. Did you build this model? Hartman seems like a real fine dining, wine and cheese kind of guy. A perfectionist, maybe. Okay, I don't need to see that. Are those video games? Or movies, maybe? There's a Ludin statue there. A lot of files. Yeah, look at this. It's not an MP3 player or an iPod, but a gramophone. Is that his daughter? He has a daughter and a wife who died in the Death Stranding? Family portrait. Yeah. He's got this nice cozy, not carpet, but squishy mat. This is kind of morbid.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films. You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me.
Doesn't mean I want to touch you.
As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident, too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the Voidout. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach. The people who died in the two Voidouts were there. What happened? What's going on?
Whoa.
I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait!
The doctors are saving him in the real world.
Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart, but it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Hartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though, even when my heart stops, the pain lingers. You have any family photographs, Sam?
I do.
Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac
I do though.
arrest.
The one.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the Earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly, that was Amelie's hope as part of the advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
Oh, that's why he has the mats.
Don't worry about him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
Thank you, Sam. How considerate of you. Oh! He's not even alive and he disliked me.
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal.
Where'd this stuff come from? Is that the stuff I had on me? What the heck? Wow, that might be... That whole cutscene was probably one of my favorite cutscenes we've seen so far. Just so much fun with Hartman being such a fun-loving guy with the likes and all. But I think it's also one that highlights the strengths and the weaknesses of Death Stranding so far. I think the cinematography and stuff, whoa, there's so many details that are just so good. And when Hartman laid down before his first death, right before he died, he's like, oh yeah, I gotta go flip my hourglass again. Little details like that make the thing really feel alive. But then at the same time, you've got Hartman telling you his whole story as opposed to showing it to you. which I feel like is not the most compelling way somebody's story can be told. He just straight up monologued, okay Sam, this is what happened in my life so far, this is why I'm Hartman, and there you go. Show, not tell, right?